So two of the toughest NBA players of all time, known to get real grit and grimy, Kenyon Martin and Draymond Green are having a little tussle, a little back and forth via the internet. Let's get into it. Here's Kenyon Martin not too long ago saying that he can name 200 players better than Draymond Green. Now, I do want to say this before we get into the video. First off, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And a lot of new viewers, make sure you hit that sub button. But Kenyon Martin has been saying a lot about Draymond Green. I'm not going to lie. It's been several instances where Kenyon Martin is speaking on Draymond's name, and Draymond finally took the time out to respond to it. But I'm going to show y'all first, before we get to Draymond, the several instances where Kenyon Martin is just talking kind of dirty on Draymond's name. And I also think towards the end of this video, we're going to get into a pretty interesting discussion about what constitutes a better basketball player, because I see that conversation has sparked up from the situation as well. So let's get into it. Here's Kenyon Martin saying that he can list 200 players better than Draymond Green.
A lot of people were left out. His individual body work stands for itself.
That's why I picked him.
So that's cool. Let's not act like Draymond was fucking LaMarcus Aldridge.
He was doing what?
Let's not act like Draymond Green is LaMarcus Aldridge.
At all.
He's a champ.
At all.
That's the only thing he has on him. That's the only thing he has. That's the only thing he has on him.
It's not even close.
That's the only thing he has on him.
It's not even close.
That's the only thing that Draymond has on him.
All right, everything.
That's the only thing.
Everything.
We're talking about basketball here. We're talking about basketball.
Everything.
We're talking about basketball.
Okay, LaMarcus can score. What else he can do?
Nigga, there's not.
What else can he do?
I can list 200 people that's better at basketball than Draymond Green right now.
Name me 200.
I'm just asking.
Name me 200.
I'm not going to lie, 200 is OD. 200 is OD. Draymond Green is one of the best defensive players in the league, has been for quite some time now, and at one point was the best defender in the league. Let some tell it. Here's the thing. What constitutes being a better basketball player? What does that? What does Kenyon mean when he says that? Is it, oh, he's a better number one option? Is he just a more skilled player? These are things we have to consider when people, especially players, are saying he's a better basketball player. Let's keep that in mind. And let's continue.
Championships aside, we're talking about going out and playing basketball.
He was just there.
Boy, you crazy.
He was just there. Nigga don't know how to win.
So
he's just there.
Is Draymond better than Al Jefferson?
He's just there.
Is Draymond better than Al Jefferson?
Answer that.
Is Draymond Green
better than Al Jefferson? Are you talking about buckets or what?
Basketball, bro.
Overall basketball?
Yes, overall.
Basketball.
Oh, man, stop disrespecting.
Is Draymond Green better than Elton Brand?
Stop disrespecting that man.
Is Draymond Green better than Elton Brand?
That's a question, man.
Huh?
I ain't gonna disrespect him like that.
No, just asking.
I'm asking a specific question.
I'm not gonna put down another player to look at another player.
I
like Draymond.
He did what he did for the Golden State
championships. Yes, defense player of the year. Yes.
All that. Yes.
None of them niggas did that.
Yes.
Okay, they can score.
Is he a better basketball player?
I don't need him to do that over here.
Is he a better basketball player?
I need him to be a 6'6". I need him to be a 6'6" center.
He is.
And made everybody else try to go get somebody like me. That's what I did.
There's only one Draymond Green.
Yeah, it is. Honestly,
there's only one Draymond Green.
That's all it is.
But they tried,
and nobody came close.
Is he better than them guys?
Yeah.
Here's the other thing that Draymond supporters are going to have to start doing, right? Start answering these questions with some actual retorts, okay? Because nobody's just going to accept, well, he's a champion. Nigga, Robert Orr is a champion. What does that mean? 7 times at that. What does that mean? You have to provide tangible facts or tangible arguments, and not just, he's a champion. Dennis Rodman's a champion. Dennis Rodman not better than a lot of niggas. A lot. I actually think Draymond and Dennis have a lot of parallels. Not that they're the same player per se, but there are a lot of parallels there. Excuse me. Tongue twister. Let's continue.
Draymond
better than Al Jefferson?
30% of the championships in that decade.
Cool. I'm with it. No, I ain't taking nothing from him. No. He did what he did. Absolutely. I'm with him. Yeah, I ain't never said nothing bad about Draymond Green, but I just want to know, is he a better basketball player than them dudes? That's all.
Is
That's
Dennis
all I'm
Rodman
asking.
is? Is Dennis Rodman is?
Is a better basketball player than Draymond Green?
No, then Al Jefferson.
Then who?
Al Jefferson.
Is Dennis Rodman? Yeah, yes.
Okay.
I can answer that, yes.
What's
And so this is where a nigga like Kenyon loses me. This is where a nigga like Kenyon loses me. Because how are you so sure Draymond isn't better than these players, but Dennis Rodman is? Again, a lot of parallels between the two. Not saying they're the same player, but a lot of the same functionality. Hey, need you to be this forward that can really guard damn near every position, be a disruptor. Dennis Rodman rebounded much better than Draymond. Draymond a better rim protector at their peak, but bringing a lot of the same value. Not to mention Draymond's a better offensive player. He's a better passer. I don't give Draymond that playmaking tag like some people do. Because to me, I don't know if it's playmaking. If we consider playmaking advantage creating, most of the time when Draymond is playmaking, it's due to somebody else already of creating the advantage in Steph Curry. So Draymond being good in 4-on-3 situations makes him a good passer. However, to me, that's not it creating an advantage. You're extending it or capitalizing on the one created by Steph Curry. I don't give Draymond that playmaker tag. Great passer, though. Really good passer. I will say that. Let's continue.
so far off? Please tell me. I want to know what's so far off besides impact and being cool.
Dennis Rodman's better than Draymond Green?
That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
Like, please.
Al Jefferson's giving you
Is who?
25. And
Dennis Rodman's better than
Are y'all on dope or
Draymond Green?
dog food?
Yes.
Y'all crazy.
Rough greens.
Y'all
Too much
crazy.
rough
I
greens.
smell the
in your
crash
diet.
out.
Go look at
Too much
Dennis
rough
Rodman's
greens
body
in your
of
diet.
Y'all
Too
get
much
y'all
rough greens
motherfuckers
in your
goodness out
diet.
of
Y'all
it.
crazy.
Too much rough greens.
Y'all-
You better go look at what that man did year in, year
Draymond Green
out.
can score, pass, rebound. He do it all.
Fair win.
You know Dennis Rodman won a Defensive Player of the Year coming off the bench?
You better look at that, what
Just
this
to let you
man
know.
did.
He came off the bench, won.
This man averaged 16, 17 rebounds in the year, but y'all better stop it.
17 rebounds. But I'm just saying Defensive Player of the Year off the bench. Never happened before.
Draymond Green's all NBA twice.
Twice.
I mean,
So
for
you
a guy
want to look
who's
at the
just
numbers?
for
So
a
you
guy
want to go look at the numbers?
for a guy who was just a defender.
And so
I mean,
that's
honestly, he
what
did
they
more than
consider
that.
Dennis Rodman as well.
You can make All NBA being just a defender, though. Like this is what I'm saying. I've made previous videos saying this. This is such basketball reference talk. I mean, one averaged 17 rebounds. This one was a defensive player of the year. Coming off the bench, that matters for whatever reason. I guess. I don't know. Well, this one made All NBA. Like, what in-depth analysis are they doing? Zero. At least for me, I expect an NBA player to do more analysis than that. I'm sorry. Because then why is it the criteria for them? Oh, you can't speak on this if you ain't done it. When all y'all do is just sit and talk basketball reference pages. Anybody can do that. Quite literally. Oh, guess what made All NBA? Okay. Shit, we can do that. Let's continue.
And look at what he did.
Defender.
I'm rolling with Draymond top 10, but he
Top 10 who? Wait, why you put him on the
Seven-time rebound champ.
had to go with Melo.
A lot of rebounds.
list? And why?
yeah, why?
Oh,
So-
defense.
yeah. Why did you pick Melo?
Over Draymond then.
Vibes.
Huh?
Vibes.
Oh, that's
Vibes. Shout out to B Jennings, man. So that was one instance, right? Kenyon is talking on Draymond. Here's another instance. Kenyon's on some show. I'm not sure to call it Ice Cold. No, that's the name of the book on there. My fault. It's the name of the book. But here he is on another show speaking on Draymond yet again.
While we're here, I got a quick question for you. Because you always hear about players talk about those guys. So you hear like David West, or you hear about the Nays, you hear now it's like James Johnson. Like there's a couple of those names out there. From your opinion, who are those guys? Like
Is
that
the
are
NBA
really
now?
those guys. Your time and now.
Them Davis boys from Indiana.
Oh yeah.
Dale and
The Davis
Antonio.
brothers,
Dale
they
and
weren't
Antonio
brothers.
Davis.
Yeah.
Grown ass.
Well, we go there. I can say Oak and Mason too.
PJ Brown.
PJ Brown.
Hell yeah.
I remember he flipped Charlie. I didn't know he was like that though.
Flip, yes, nuts.
That will
He's
do
one of the
it.
reasons
Grab you
Charlie
and
was like
flip
this and he like this. So
See, don't mess size. Don't see. That's the thing, y'all. Different size. No,
No,
bro.
don't act like size don't
From
matter.
9 to 99, blind, cripple, or
I
crazy,
didn't
you
see
can
PJ
get
do
it.
that to no big dudes. I saw him do it to Charlie.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why
but
I'm
no,
saying
but he
he's
just
not
played a
like
certain
that. I
way. He
just
was a
never
certain
knew.
thing. PJ didn't play. He didn't play nothing out there. Oak. There's certain guys that played hard. Zebo.
Okay, you haven't said a name that
But
got a
about that
big name.
life, I'm talking about that was
Draymond on that list or nah?
Nah, that's no.
That's a different.
I think Draymond was.
To be fair, he was asked the question. About Draymond, and he spoke on it. So fair in this instance.
Draymond does is sometimes calculated. Draymond ain't did nothing to nobody who's gonna do something to him. Do something back to him.
That's what I was talking about earlier.
That's the list I'm talking about.
That's all. He ain't did nothing to nobody who's gonna do something back to him. And I said it on our show. Ain't nobody hit Draymond in this shit yet. Ain't nobody hit him one up for a layup, and ain't nobody took him out the air. Ain't nobody hit him. Ain't nobody stepped on his chest. Ain't nobody did anything that he's done to nobody.
Right, so there he is going off on Draymond. Apparently, he got real passionate about that. And the show reference he's talking about when they talked about it is this, right? So this apparently, the combination of this video and then the one we just watched was the last straw for Draymond Green. Let's get into it.
For one reason or another, I don't put him in the category with the guys that I named. That's all. And I've watched Draymond's career from the time he came in to now. And I think a lot of the things and the people who he has done things to has been calculated. It's just, I don't think it's not spur of the moment things. It ain't reactionary things. It's people, and I said it's just people who he hasn't hit someone or did something to someone and someone's instant reaction is the next step. Everybody complains, everybody looks for the refs to break things up, and he hasn't done anything to someone and there's been a reaction where like, oh shit. It hasn't been that reaction yet. So I respect Draymond's career, what he's done, what he has done for the Warriors, 4-time champion, all those things. Not to take anything off his career, but I just don't put him in a category with Rick Mahorn, Charles Oakley, those guys. Like I don't put him in that category.
Like a Zebo say I'm
Otis Thorpe,
bully the bullies.
or Buck Williams. I don't put him in that category. With Zebo, I don't put him in that category. With Udonis,
So let me say this. Majority of the people he just named, if not all, were also known as them type guys in the league. So they didn't really get challenged too often either. So they were more so bullying up on people that wasn't doing shit either. I do agree. I've been waiting for the day. Somebody go up to Draymond and risk a flagrant foul or two. I ain't gonna lie, I'm sorry. Because what he be doing sometimes is just outlandish behavior, uncalled for, uncivil. But that ain't his fault. There ain't nobody retaliate. That don't make him lesser of a whatever intimidating factor or intimidating person or whatever we're getting at right now. Them guys, because don't nobody go back at him. That's their fault. And I done seen Draymond, get bucked with the best of them. Or sometimes when one crazy person see another crazy person, it's some respect there because both of them know they're crazy. Just saying. Now, here is Draymond Green's response. Here's what we've been waiting on. Let's get to it.
I said, and having a pretty good NBA career, as a Saginaw native, you relentlessly cheer for those people. So the constant shots has been a little confusing to me because I don't quite know where they came from. And you think, someone that was a number one pick that didn't quite have the career that I've had, but played similar.
Jab. Nice little jab. Throw that jab out there.
Similar roles in a sense, would appreciate it, would show more love, especially when you go back to a kid born and raised in Saginaw. You think it'll be a little more love. So it's a little disappointing to see the constant shots. I just always thought it'll be a little more love than that. But when you were the number one pick and effectively, underachieved, I guess that would be the reason why.
Pow, 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 pow. Now, I don't know if Kenyon Martin underachieved. I'm not sure about that. Went to a couple finals as the second best player on the team. played a long time in the NBA. I mean, he was never like no superstar player, so maybe that's underachieving for a number one pick. Maybe, I guess. He's a bust. How is Kenyon Martin a bust? I wouldn't have had that high I wouldn't expect Kenyon Martin, me personally, if I was watching him play, that he was just finna come to the league and just be that guy. He's kind of had role player tendencies his entire career. Let's continue.
One pick and make the All-Star game one time. Most would say it's probably an underachievement. Be that I was the 35th pick and made the All-Star game 4 times. Defensive player of the year, Kenyon Martin was a defender, I think.
Oh, wow.
Would consider himself a good defender.
Consider himself.
Never quite reached the pinnacle of that when you talk defensive player of the years, or 9 all defensive teams that I had, that I have, and he has 0. It's
some more good old fashioned BR talk. I'm telling you. Don't nobody use basketball reference more than these basketball niggas. I mean, I got this award that's voted on and this award that's voted on, and it is his own accolades, Miles. And I get it. He's supposed to be doing this right now. To be honest, I would be doing it right now too. I'm just again pointing out how when these niggas get to talk about who's better, it's how many All-NBAs? Just like, okay, I guess.
It's tough to sit in a space of like continuing to speak on my name and call my name out as if I underachieved or am underachieving when I was just simply the 35th pick in the NBA draft and somebody took a swing on in the second round and it just happened to work out, to become one of the greatest players in the franchise history. It just happened to work out. You'd think there'd be more love from a guy who plays similar roles but underachieved a bit. Like, you'd think he'd be like, man, but look at the heights that this guy took it to. So that the guys cut from a mold like us, that now it's a path created that they can take it to even higher heights. That's the love that I thought would be there, but it's just been a little weird and like constant.
I'm trying to figure out what is all this underachieving. Like, he didn't win championships. And see, here's the other part of this where like the Draymond Green people and Draymond Green himself just tries to exclude this part. Nigga, you played with Steph Curry. Respect the J-Kid. Respect to him. He ain't Steph Curry. You also had Clay over there too. Then for 2 of the rings, you also had Kevin Durant. I mean, come on now. This is nasty.
Shots, due to my respect and my love because of the connection that I once shared, or still share from being, born and raised in Saginaw, Michigan, I've held off on responding multiple times. Number one, because I just know when I respond to shit, it takes on a whole nother world and guys get more publicity than they necessarily get when I don't respond. So I've been kind of taking the path of like, I ain't going to say nothing because I don't want to give people more publicity. But more importantly than the publicity, I try to stay in a space of respect. You know what I'm saying? I try not to be moved by someone just saying a thing or two because at the end of the day, I still have my beliefs, and my beliefs are, man, I've rooted for this guy for a very long time, so I'm not a wishy-washy guy. Just because somebody say something, I'm not just going to jump out there and be like, oh, man, like, I got to respond or forget all of that. Like, nah, I stand on what I believe in. And what I've believed in is like, no, I supported that guy. So I'm not just going to jump off the rails and attack him or be responding and getting in these back and forths because of the respect and love that I had growing up as a kid. But, man, the shots just keep coming. And it's like, dang, why? And again, I just don't know how you can continue to shoot at me and you underachieve. Like, 1 All-Star? Make no mistake about it. You are an All-Star. I'll give you that. A lot of people can't say they're an All-Star, so I'll give you that. You're a one-time All-Star. That's beautiful. But you must admit, like, to be the player that you were and defender that you believed you were and to not have, like, a single all-defensive second team, it's kind of an underachievement. Number 1 pick in the draft. A lot of people look for that guy to win Rookie of the Year. Didn't. All-rookie team, though. First team all-rookie. That's an accolade that I can't say I have. I ain't really played much as a rookie as the 35th pick. So I can't say I made any all-rookie team. So kudos. I tip my hat to that. It started off promising. But I just, like I said, man, the shots are they're
It's getting very petty. We're getting petty. We're getting very petty. It's he done jabbed. Now he done threw a couple crosses. He done threw a couple crosses, and he working on coming up with that upper. He working on getting one of them.
just a little baffling to me because all the criticism, like, if I stopped playing basketball today, my career was better, way more impactful. You know, I think Kenyon Martin lost in a couple NBA finals. He got to sniff it. Didn't quite get a taste, but got a little sniff of it. Yeah. So you just your resume got to be a little better to just keep taking shots. It's not that people like your resume don't match up. People can't say, but these have been shots.
I want to remind the good people on the interweb. All right, we're on national YouTube right now. Just let's go back to 2015 and go from there and see how Golden State started winning. In 2015, they played the Cleveland Cavaliers. Kyrie Irving gets hurt in game 1. LeBron James is no longer playing with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. He still takes that team 6 games. Golden State wins the championship. The following season, Golden State gets up 3-1. Bogut goes down, fares. Andre Iguodala is dealing with some back spasms. Fair. LeBron James and Kyrie, because we have to throw in Kyrie for this, because Kyrie deserves all the credit in the world just as much as LeBron for 2016. The Cavs walk down the Warriors. They win the championship in Golden State, Game 7. Reports are, after that game, Draymond Green is crying on the phone, calling up big bro KD so they can come over here so that he can go to Golden State and form a super duper team so we can beat LeBron. So am I supposed to be mad at Kenyon because in 2002 he didn't call McGrady to come join the Nets so they could beat the Lakers next time? Or it turns out it was the Spurs the next time? I'm supposed to be mad at them? I don't know, man. This winning gimmick, when you play with Steph and Kevin Wayne, and he played with Jason Kidd, and again, respect to Jason, he ain't them other 2 players.
It's being taken. And it's just a little disappointing because, like I said, that's a guy who I cheer for relentlessly. You know, him in 2000 playing for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to see that championship through either. And my big brother, Mateen Cleaves, went and took that championship. You know, so.
He also got hurt that year. Here is, Draymond's being very petty right now. Here is Kenyon Martin responding to that video, and he touches on a bit of what I'm talking about right now.
Steph Curry, we all know, is arguably going to go down as the best point guard ever. Is the best shooter ever. Hell of a basketball player. Shout out to 30, man. So, did a little digging. And little birdie told me that games that Steph has played without Draymond, he is 53 and 38 in those games. Games without Draymond. He's winning record, winning percentage without Draymond.
Interesting.
So let's flip that same coin. You've played 128 games without Steph. Wonder what that record is. That same little birdie told me that record 52, 76, 128 games. Under 500. So who needs who? Who's underachieving? Who's not carrying their brick when 30 ain't out there? Who should be asked to do more?
I'm glad you said it in Chicago because I was just finna say that. We actively saw Draymond Green just sit it on down in 2020 when Steph Curry broke his hand or his wrist, and Draymond and that team was out there boo-boo garbage, poo cheese, couldn't do a damn thing. They were in the lottery. We also see now for a multitude of years, anytime Steph Curry is ruled out, it is scientifically proven that the odds of Draymond Green getting ejected from the game skyrocket because he might as well not play, according to him. He might as well not even be out there if Steph ain't out there. Yes, before the Draymond defenders are in my comments, I know about the series against Portland. You know why I know about the series in Portland? Because that's the one series you niggas really have that y'all always point to. Let's say I was a nigga that grew up all the time, and come Christmas time, I never got a gift. Then that one Christmas, I get a gift. Guess what? I'm gonna remember that one gift and that one Christmas. It's gonna be embedded in my head because it's the one time it happened. We get it. We got it. Congrats to him. Him and Clay did their thing against Portland. Cool? So don't be in my comments, but Portland.
Should the other guys be asked to do more, or should the guy that's been around that know how to win step up his production? That's what I've always thought, right? That's in those same said games, you shoot 41% from the field, brother, and 29% from three.
My goodness, we don't even have to get into Draymond shooting splits because, my word. Now, in that same stream, because I'm not going to play that whole thing, it was a very, very lengthy stream. Very lengthy IG Live Kenyon Martin did for Draymond Green. Kenyon had a list of all the power forwards he thinks is better than Draymond. This is where shit got real interesting and set Twitter ablaze. Let's get to it.
I think are better at basketball than you. That's people. I dumbed it down to power forwards. I dumbed it down to just power forwards. People that are really good at basketball, man. Like all around, they do things more than just score. They play basketball. Their skill set is that, like, they really good though. So let's go down this. Should we go down this list?
Shoot you 50 power forward.
50. So this is a list of. I was gonna cut it short, but then my basketball savantness, if that is a word, kicked in.
Truth be told, I don't know if savantness is a word. I would venture to say no. I would venture to say no, but he said it so confidently before he said, I don't know if that's a word, that I believed him. You ever heard a word or somebody say something where you like, I don't think that's a word, but they said it, so for sure, I'm going to just go with it. It sounds like that can make sense. Sure. Savantness. Let's go with it.
And this is where we are with this situation, right? So here is Kenyon's power forward list of
Mount Rushmore.
Mount.
50 Mount.
Yeah, this 50, right? So let's go down this. So watch this. So we got Giannis, Anthony Davis, Dirk, Charles Barkley, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Dennis Rodman, Karl Malone, Chris Webber, Amari Stoudemire.
He is clearly very high on Dennis Rodman, which doesn't make any sense for me that he's this low on Draymond Green. I don't understand that, but I'm gonna let him go.
All right, Chris Bosh, Rasheed Wallace, Pau Gasol, Elton Brand, Antoine Jameson, Zach Randolph, Carlos Boozer, David West, Jermaine O'Neal, Sean Kemp, Derek Coleman, Clifford Robinson.
I heard Zach Randolph. We heard David West, Elton Brand, Sean Kemp. Kemp better than Draymond. Hey, I mean, that just means you agree with the NBA players, so you must be right.
Danny Manning, Larry Johnson, Vin Baker,
Manning,
LaMarcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin, Kevin Love, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Al Jefferson, Drew Gooden, Josh Smith.
Drew Gooden? Okay. Drew Gooden.
Tim Thomas, Antoine Walker, Lamar Odom, Jason Williams.
Antoine Walker! Antoine Walker was barely crossing 40% 50% field goal percentage. He was 6'10". 6'10".
Forrest Grant, Otis Thorpe, Paul Millsap, Jawan Howard, David Lee, Joe Smith,
Yeah, let me just stop, Paul.
Al Harrington, Rashard Lewis, Brian Grant, Tom Chambers, Kevin McHale, Nene, and for shits and giggles, you ain't better than Popeye Jones, Bo Outlaw, Reggie Evans.
This nigga said Reggie Evans. Okay, look, glad we got the list out the way. Now, I said we were going to talk about a conversation at the end of the video, and we're here. And again, make sure you like the video, subscribe, comment down below in the comment section, and all the goods, right? What determines a better basketball player? Because a lot of what I hear from the Draymond Green defenders, and we know a lot of them, right, on the internet, they scour the internet, they emphasize impact. Number one, he's one of the greatest defensive players of all time, and he's one of the more impactful players. But then, to me, that logic stretches itself thin when you start actually getting some of these examples where he's playing with other players who are better than him, but he's still more impactful. Or let me not say that better, because for some of you, apparently impact equals better. For a large extent, I agree with that, but that should always come with some context. Because when Kevin Durant was on the Golden State Warriors, 17 through 19, Draymond Green had more of a net swing positive than Kevin Durant on that team. 2017, with Draymond on the court, basically 116 offensive rating, 101 defensive rating, just crazy, by the way. Plus 14 and a half net rating with Draymond on and Durant off. With Durant on and Draymond off, 118 offensive rating, about 106 defensive, no, my fault. 118 offensive rating, 106 defensive rating, plus 12.2 net rating. So as shown here, we then would have to come to the conclusion that Draymond Green is better than Kevin Durant. But anybody with a good set of eyes just knows that's categorically false. That is not true. So I do understand and get the concept of using impact metrics, but I also understand people who maybe say, yeah, I could think somebody is better than somebody else, although they're not as quote unquote impactful as them on that particular team. Also, mind you, impact is going to be determined by team construct. Draymond Green has always had the benefit of playing with an offensive player that actually uses that, number one, minimizes his offensive weaknesses and maximizes his offensive strengths. Very unique situation. There are very few times defensive players are matched up with that great of offensive players that do both things. Not only minimize their lack of offensive impact or lack of offensive skill set, rather, but then also maximize the few good offensive skills that he has, thus allowing him to stay on the court and be more impactful defensively. Right? Usually a defensive player that's very offensively limited, you have to pick and choose when you want to play them in a game, unless they're a center, of course, like a Rudy Gobert, who this is another great example of, by the way. Rudy Gobert's impact metrics are off the charts. But at a certain point, as I watch him not be able to catch and dunk a lob for the 414th time, it gets to a point towards like, but yeah, maybe Zubac doesn't swing last year's Zubac. I don't know about this year's Zubac because we've been watching him this year on playback. Click that description, hit the link to the playback, and join the room. He has not been the same player, but you catch my drift. Last year's Zubac, maybe he's not as impactful defensively or by an impact net rating metric. However, he's a better player. He's a better basketball player. And so I also don't believe that you can just because you say a player is better, they're better. You do have to have some reasoning, right? So he has to have a reason. Kenyon has to have a reasoning for Dennis Rodman being better than Draymond Green outside of the average 17 rebounds. Like, needs some further explanation on that. He needs to explain why Reggie Evans is better than Draymond Green. And yes, I'm also aware that skill set isn't everything because it also has to be, how do you apply your skill set to impact the game? That's a very true statement, and I understand that point of the argument as well. However, if I were to lean one direction, I personally do lean more towards the more skillful player more times than not. Again, I do recognize impact. And I'm not always saying that, the more skilled player equals the better player, because that's not what I'm saying either. But I do think it's very disingenuous to have these conversations and then just bring up, oh, because he's a more impactful player, that means he's better. When we have too many examples of people that we already believe are better being less impactful than other players we believe they're better than. I don't know. You tell me. Those are my 2 cents about that part of the situation. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Are you an impact person? Are you a skill set person? Are you a little bit of both like I am? To me, in all honesty, this is why watching the games is important. And again, if you want to join us watching the games, click that description, click that link in the description, the playback, where you can join the room and stream with us every single night. Also, follow me on Twitter, follow me on TikTok. Those links will be down below as well. And until next time, it's been real.